Hello,
Good
Clerk.
morning. Filling in for clerk. Ready for roll call? You can tell me.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Monday, March 2nd already, Board of Public Works and Safety. We are streaming the meeting live on our YouTube channel, archiving the meeting there for later viewing. We'll get started with the roll call.
Bob Courtney.
Here.
Carl Eaglin.
Here.
Dave Carlo.
Here.
And Board, if you had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting, Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, we'll entertain a motion to approve, please.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as printed.
Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Moving on to claims.
Mayor, I had an opportunity to review the claims. We have a general claim docket, the payroll docket. The general docket consists of $1,464,348.11. And I'll make a motion that we approve the claims as submitted.
I'll second David's motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks. Moving on to new business, we have on our first item, Nativa service agreement. Mindy?
Good morning. So just a little bit of update on the background on this for you. 3 years ago, we entered a contract with the Purple Guys. This is the same company. They were purchased by Nativa. They have worked for the last 3 years on upgrading all of our security, our systems, our licensing, software, and upgrading computers that were about to go to a point where they couldn't be upgraded anymore. So they have taken care of all that. We had a plan with them. I would estimate they're about 3/4 of the way through it. They're going to come update council this month on where they stand on all that and everything that they've accomplished. But their contract was up as of March 1st. So we did do an RFP. We had some submissions. They were all very similar cost-wise. And given that, we felt like it was maybe best not to change horses at this point and let them finish what they're doing. And when the contract is up next, they can evaluate whether or not they want to change providers or not.
Now, does this include the workstations like at the clubhouse, Brown Gym?
It is everything. We have 9 off-site locations and every computer that we have in place and every email address.
Okay. I just had an issue at home with the Windows 10.
Yes,
I had to go to 11. I
Correct.
guess this is 11.
this is 11, and we had, believe, about 15 computers that were not going to be upgradable to 11, so we've replaced them.
Yeah, so they don't support Windows 10 anymore.
Correct.
I have a question about, not about the contract, just maybe the scope of services, because it seems like we still have frequent connectivity issues. Are they going to evaluate that, and then, we have it frequently here in the chamber and
Yes.
in our offices, and it just seems like it's,
Yes.
and I don't know if that's a MetroNet problem, but it
I
could be our...
believe it's a combination of things, and they work directly with MetroNet on that. MetroNet has upgraded all of our internal switch boxes and things that we needed to have a little more. There's still some, like I said, some things on their list that they need to complete. When they update council, we'll take a look at that and see what's left. I believe that we wanted some boost in here so that, like, I download everything before I come in here because it's not going to operate from this room without it being downloaded on my computer. So we want them to do things like that. We can update on what's left on their list.
with more frequent occurrence of members of different boards participating electronically through Teams, we just need really good reliability and speeds.
We are miles ahead of where we used to be, but we still have some things to do.
Do we have what they call high-speed the highest speed that MetroNet provides? Or
I don't know that it's the highest they provide, but it is, initially when MetroNet came in and gave it to us for free, it was kind of like the basic level. So what Intiva did is work with them to upgrade that. I can't tell you that it's the highest level, but it's better.
So many, what we're being asked to approve today, is it the contract here on the last page, 17, $14,173.80 per month for
Correct.
all the different services that are outlined in the agreement?
That is correct.
Okay.
And this also keeps, everything that they have done, and they work very well with us, keeps us in compliance so that we are able to keep our cyber coverage. And it's critical that we do that.
That's important.
is this, how much of an increase is this?
It's actually
From our-
less. It's actually less than their.
Less than our previous contract?
Correct.
So,
Slightly, but still.
Less is less.
good deal.
More.
That don't happen very often.
No.
Well, I make a motion that we enter into the service agreement.
Antiva? I'll second
I'll-
that. Any discussion, comments, or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Board.
Minnie. We'll move on. Chris Hale here for the transfer station pay application number 5 with Saddam Contracting.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So we have pay app number 5 with Saddam for the TSO project. The amount of $48,150. That will take us through 2/11/26. We are nearing final completion of this project, so we have less than 5 working days of metal installation to finish up the project. We're hoping this week, but with the weather, it may be early next week when they get wrapped up. We have seen significant changes to the infrastructure up there, drainage, concrete work, the roof on the recycling, as well as several other improvements. So we're excited to wrap that project up.
Yeah, it looks good. I would encourage the board here, if they get a chance to go up there, please review all the improvements that have been made, and it also cleaned it up.
Yeah, yes, it is more structurally sound, and looks significantly better.
Last time I was up there was, I believe, the week before the snow in January, and they still had the roof to replace and a little bit of the metal siding.
Yeah.
So I haven't been back since then, just
They're
to,
doing
check
the
it
last
out,
few
so.
pieces of the roof and the trim now, and we have one final punch list to go through, and then we'll be complete with that project. So
Yeah,
we're excited
yeah.
to get it wrapped up.
I agree, everything looks so much better than what it did before, so.
Well, I'll move that we approve pay app 5 as presented.
I'll second your motion.
Any discussion, comments, or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
All right, now we'll move into, looks like we have a couple of resolutions. Get to that for some street closures. And we'll start with Resolution 2025 dash, Joe's not here today, so I'll pretend I'm him for the morning.
2026.
2026-4, resolution of the Board of Public Works and Safety of the City of Madison regarding street and parking lot closings for Rumble on the River Car Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just for records for Melissa, just your name and address if you don't mind. Or
Sure.
if-
Whitney Roberts, Costa Jefferson County, 319 West 2nd Street. Rumble on the River this year is more of the same of last year, except we ran out of space last year. We had participants that we had to squeeze in. So in terms of the footprint, we're only asking to go past Mill Street down to Vernon. That's the only change in the footprint from last year. We also found that entering on Jefferson was a lot better than previous years. At least that's the feedback that we received, because I know there was concern about Main Street getting backed up. We were able to do the 2 lanes on Jefferson, and that seemed to work really well. And then We also would still like to do the resident parking on Poplar and Central to First. We didn't have a lot of feedback from the residents. I don't know if anyone else heard anything, if that's enough, or if more is needed, but that is what our request is this year.
What was your total count last year on?
On cars,
Mhm.
450.
Good show.
Thank you. 7,000 spectators.
Oh, that's great.
Seemed like more than that, because
did.
they were everywhere.
They were.
They were everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a great show, very good. And thank you for taking it over from the River Rat
Yeah.
Rods. That was really important and big for Madison.
Yeah.
It was a good event for Madison and a good event, I think, for CASA too.
It was. It was a
like-
great event for CASA.
Yeah.
We were able to put back $27,000 into the community by serving the children with that particular
Yeah.
fundraiser. But you'll be happy to know that we're working with the Parks Department to do a car-themed movie. So we're going to collaborate in marketing, people cruising in and spending the night, Friday night, to watch that car-themed movie.
It's been his dream.
American Graffiti.
I mean, he wants to
That's
see
the one I
American
wanted.
graffiti.
All right,
That is the
all
one
right.
I wanted.
He's only asked for 7 years.
Motion with American Graffiti.
I think I just heard a condition of approval.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
Well, in 65, that was me. I was the guy
Yeah.
that had the wreck.
I think we have Smokey and the Bandit. I think that's the one. I worked with Katie, and that's the one I asked her to put on there because I don't think she had the license to get.
If I remember
American-
right, the story of the Smokey and the Bandit, our citizen here, John, was in the last scene of that, John.
We had
Schneider.
Yeah,
John Schneider was in
In
that
the
movie?
last-
in the last scene.
In Smokey and the Bandit?
Smokey and the Bandit, yeah.
We should have then a world
Both of
premiere
them.
at the Ohio Theater with John Schneider and
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit.
What's wrong
John,
with
if you're
it?
watching,
What's wrong with the double feature?
yes.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions on this. The resident parking, were they given any type of resident parking card so that we could identify that that was a resident parking in those streets?
They weren't, no. And again, we didn't have any concerns brought to our attention that other, parties were parking there either. But no, we blocked it off. We had people standing up there and,
Oh, they were monitored as resident
Yeah.
parking? Okay.
They did a good
And
job.
the other thing that I have is just a bit of a concern and ask for, from whatever we approve here today, just ask you to continue working with the Parks Department because Crystal Beach is opening on Friday, May the 22nd.
Sure.
So there's going to be some overlap with activity and the need for parking.
sure.
So I was going to ask you, what part of Broadway do you need? Because we're going to need parking space for attendees at the pool, and both of them can thrive and
Absolutely.
have a good weekend, a good opening weekend, and a great event that kicks off all of our festivals for the year will be that one.
We will need no parking on Broadway.
Okay, well, that'll be good.
Well, that,
Well, what's it say here, because we're closing the part of
At Vaughn.
At Vaughn.
it says Broadway south
from
of
the Brown Gym?
Okay, so I had submitted an updated
Okay,
request to Gina, and I omitted that.
okay.
I'm not sure. I updated I
Problem.
submitted an updated request as well as a map.
So this would be Broadway Street at Vaughn.
Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
and then I believe it still has up to Vernon. She should have the updated document if you need that.
And this does say up to Vernon.
Okay.
I thought it did.
Vaughn Drive, yeah, you said.
Oh, yeah, east of Vernon. That's a long footprint. I'll be down there driving the golf cart again and
Yeah,
chauffeuring people around to the different parts of the venue.
we'll be happy to have you back.
Be fun.
Any other concerns or questions?
Any other questions, concerns, board?
No.
I'll open up here to the audience in a minute, so you want to make
I make a motion to
Motion?
approve resolution number 2026-4.
I just have a question before I second the motion. Concerning the restaurant on the riverfront, you work with them?
We do. Yep.
So, yeah, okay.
brings in a lot of business for them, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they love it. They support the Rumble and participate in it with our swag bags and, yeah, so.
Yeah, other, it just affects their parking for their clientele. So with that, I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Whitney. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, the next resolution is Resolution 2026-5. And it's a resolution of the Board of Public Works regarding parking space closings for Pocahontas Pokey Wagon. Issa? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Great.
Good. Issa Center, 633 Spring Street, Madison. So we are requesting just 2 parking spaces in front of Scarlet Begonia on Main Street for this weekend closure for business for the girls' weekend. Sorry, so late, but
Hey, this is our first meeting in March. It's all right.
okay, good.
And, thank you also for following all the discussions that we had the last couple of years about better regulation of food trucks and transient merchants in this corridor. It really helps, particularly on the busy weekends where you have a lot of pedestrians, and we are trying to improve safety. It has worked. So all those other things we talked about with regard to trash and wires, going across the sidewalk, and I think you've got a new generator,
Yes.
you have a new generator, so the noise from the generator is lower. Appreciate all the work doing that.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's, I forgot to mention this to Whitney, so I'll have to catch her, but the food and beverage tax.
Yep.
I just wanted to ask if you've already registered for that.
So I am in the process of registering for that. It seems that when I went on to register, I had some things I need to take care of first, personally. So as soon as that gets done, I'll be listed on there.
Okay,
yeah.
will you be able to do it in time for this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on the other resolution, I think that they've got a coordinator for all of their food trucks that we were told is making sure everyone is registered for food and beverage, because food trucks and any other, food sales in Madison has to register for that, so appreciate it.
That's strictly Madison, correct?
City of Madison.
City of
Yep,
Madison.
City of Madison. So this is for 2 parking spaces located in front of 118 East Main Street from 10 a.m. March 6th through 6 p.m. on March the 7th. So is that Friday and Saturday?
That is Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Correct.
What business is that in front of?
Scarlet
Scarlet.
Begonia directly. I think it's like on a corner of an alleyway as
Yeah.
well.
Really good location. I should say, welcome back. I've been craving a poke bowl.
I know, we took a long winter off, so we should be ready to go.
Chuck is ready to get back at it,
I
right?
think so.
I hope you have good weather this weekend.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Board, any other questions? I'll move that we approve Resolution 2026-5.
I'll second your motion.
Any discussion, comments, or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank
you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. We have 2 PACE projects, 1 midpoint, 1 final. Brenna, good morning.
Hi. So we will start with the midpoint. Okay, so our midpoint is the Custer Cosby House, 111 East 4th Street, with Indiana Landmarks. So far, they have done structural repairs to the main house and constructed the back addition that had been torn off and worked on the roof.
Yeah, you don't really have a real before picture. From that angle, you can't tell that it was, what condition that property was in, and the partial demolition that had already occurred, because this is actually saving the entire structure and rebuilding back a portion of it, as well as expanding it. So really glad that Indiana Landmark is doing that, and we're happy to be part of it.
So that one, it was a double dilapidated.
Yep.
So they are requesting 25,000 for that.
Okay. And let's go, if it's okay with you guys, we'll do the final at the same time?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so our final is 611 West Second Street. This was a rehab for 7,500, requesting the full amount. And the work that she did was window replacement with aluminum clad windows. So the pictures aren't super great up close, but those were all replaced.
Beautiful house. Really grateful for all of the investment happening on our historic properties. I'll move that we approve the PACE midpoint and PACE final for 111 East 4th Street and 611 West 2nd Street.
Second, Mayor.
Any discussion? Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Brenda, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Chief Police Rick Munt is going to give us a report. And introduce who is here with you.
I brought my backup here, Assistant Chief Kyle Cutshaw
Uh-oh, we need a,
and Assistant Chief Ricky Harris.
good morning, fellas.
I've got some stuff to hand out to you.
Oh.
Here. We'll go over all of this. All right, so bear with me
Does
here.
Mindy have these so we can put them on the screen?
No, I can get her a copy.
No, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. If she doesn't have digital ones.
Just basically wanted to get up today and give you guys an update on what's going on over at the police department. Our new guy, Sam Larsalier, I think he was sworn in here a couple months ago. Sam finished the police academy, of course, and then he went through his 8-week process of field training with our department. Sam was cut loose on his own last week, so that's going to be a big help to our guys out on the road. As far as other personnel,
Meaning he's gone through his FTO training and now he's out patrolling on his own?
he's out
That's
patrolling on
great.
his own. Yep. As far as other personnel issues, we still have one of our officers. She's out on maternity leave. We expect her back hopefully by the end of this month. The last update we got from her was towards the end of March, so welcome her back as well. Our canine program, that's something I kind of wanted to talk about here a little bit. Currently have 3 police dogs on our department. We've got 2 narcotics dogs and 1 bomb dog that was obtained from a grant a couple years back. Of the 3 dogs, 2 of them are dual purpose, so what that means is, like one of the drug dogs, he can sniff out the drugs. He can also do patrol stuff, which means, tracking, building searches, article searches, things like that. Our bomb dog is also dual purpose, and then one of our drug dogs is just single purpose, which means its only job is just to go out and sniff out drugs. So usually your single purpose dogs are a little bit better at their one thing than they are if the dog was splitting his time. So pretty excited about that. To follow up on that, we've kind of had, over the years, we've not really had anybody totally in charge of the canine program. Each officer was kind of on their own, responsible for keeping track of their own training hours and certifications and things like that. So Senior Patrolman Andrew Gibbs has stepped up and he's asked that he take over the supervision of all 3 canine teams. Senior Patrolman Gibbs is one of our canine handlers, so he'll have that responsibility along with supervising the other 2 teams. We're in the process of getting these guys up and going. They need to complete some certifications, and all the ball's rolling on all that, so we hope to have those guys out fully functional by mid-April. So
What's the age of the canines right now?
That's a good question. I think, do you guys know? None of them are very old.
Okay.
I think our oldest dog is probably 4.
Oh, okay.
So
A lot of years.
normal expected life expectancy for these dogs, and they're all the Belgian Malinois, so they're a little bit smaller, a little bit leaner. they don't have as many problems as the German Shepherds had. So, anyway, life expectancy for those, or working expectancy, I should say, for those is usually 8 to 10 years old. So, we should have some years left in them, so.
Is 3, that's a good number for MPD?
I would like to have 4, since one of them is a bomb dog. I would really like to have 3 narcotics detection dogs.
And you can't add to the dog that's trained predominantly or solely for bombs. You can't make him dual purpose?
Well, that dog is dual purpose.
He is dual purpose, okay.
No, they cannot detect both bombs and drugs. It's only one or the other.
Oh.
There's some debate on whether or not a bomb dog can be converted to a drug dog. There's a lot of people that think that's possible. But vice versa, a drug dog cannot ever be converted to a bomb dog.
Gotcha.
So that's another thing that Senior Patrolman Gibbs is looking at.
Okay.
So we'll keep you updated on that as well.
I know that we've had some back and forth relative to canines on canine policy. Maybe by the next BPW meeting, we can bring that in, since you're going to
Yes.
really try to create more organizational structure around the canine program.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple policies we're looking at. Senior Patrolman Gibbs came up with one that he came up with it on his own, but it was through a lot of research with various other departments around here, state police, I think the sheriff's department here, and several other departments. So he kind of compiled all that and came up with his first copy. So we'll compare that with some others and kind of maybe mix and match a little bit. So yeah, hopefully that'll be ready by the next meeting in 2 weeks.
Okay.
A couple other things here in your packet I gave you. One of the things we really are striving to do, and it's not anything new, it's been going on for several years, but when one of our officers goes out and does an exceptional job, we really want to, promote that. And one of the ways we do that is to write up something for their personnel file. You can see there, one of our officers, Alex Ball, Major Harris, and Major Cutshaw are doing a really good job of kind of keeping up with all that, and noticing when guys are doing a little bit extra or doing a really good job. So the paper you have there is for Patrolman Ball, and that'll go in his personnel file. That'll be something that'll stay in there forever. Basically, in a nutshell, 2 different cases. He kind of went above and beyond on both of them. Worked some overtime, did extra things to ensure that he had the evidence he needed. One of the cases, they were both drug cases, but one of the cases, he was able to get 2 young kids out of a drug house. So, to me, that's just as important as getting the drugs off the street. These kids, literally, their lives could have been saved by his work. So we just want to recognize him, and that'll be a staple for us going forward as well. So, any questions on that?
I just want to say publicly thank you to Patrolman Alex Ball, and thank you guys for recognizing. I think that recognizing the good work and, really bringing light to the fact that they're out there not only dealing with a very difficult element in our community, drugs in particular, but in many instances there are children involved, and thank you for having a focus on that, Chief.
Some of the other paperwork I've given you, there's just our stats. You'll see in there the 2025 total year-end stats, again compiled by our majors. The total number over there on the far right, you can see traffic stops, 3,262. That was our #1 activity for last year. Followed up by security checks. Security checks is something we implemented.
Your first number there, that is such a huge increase.
Which number?
25, your traffic stops?
Yeah. Yep.
183 to 3,200.
Well, 183, where are you seeing that?
the 183.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're looking at
that's
the
just
last
for
month.
1 month.
One
Okay, I
month,
was
yeah.
thinking that was
Yeah,
a
okay.
year.
Yep.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. I was saying, as I said, 25 at the top.
Yeah.
We're good.
But security checks, that's something we've started encouraging. Well, it's always been a thing, but really put an emphasis on it last year. We want the officers, when they're out patrolling late at night, early mornings, to get out and start checking doors, businesses, private residences if people are on vacation. Just getting out and being seen, that goes a long way too. So the rest of the stats there you can see. The third was special detail, special patrol. That kind of goes in along the same lines as the security checks. So, any questions
Chief, on
that?
the bottom one there, 911 hang up calls,
Yes,
140.
yes.
How do you handle those when someone calls 911 and hangs up? There's no one to. How does dispatch?
What they generally do is they will start calling that number back, and if they can get a hold of somebody and it sounds like everything's okay, or if they've determined that it's a kid playing, then that's the end of that. If not, they'll send an officer to go check.
Okay. So these calls, this 140 total, that doesn't mean that you had to send an officer to that address.
Correct.
Not for every one of those calls.
Correct.
Just
I
one you
think-
couldn't maybe get a hold of, or,
From my experience back working on the road, it seemed like the majority of them were handled by the dispatch.
By-
It
yeah.
may have been a accidental dial, or like say a kid playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
okay.
But occasionally, yes, we do have to send them.
Well, the bartenders are doing a good job. You had 0 calls to the tavern. So they're watching-
Yeah, that,
They're watching that, it looks like.
Category. So overall, in 2025, MPD responded to 13,394 calls. That's a busy year.
yeah, and as you can see down at the bottom there, May through July and August are really busy months.
I appreciate this information, and also, some follow-up conversation on just trend lines. Because here's a question I'll ask you, as I have asked the other chiefs: what is our most pressing community safety issue, and what are we doing about it? So it's kind of a two-part question. You can answer it now, or you can think about it.
Well, I think, just off the top of my head, I think we live in a safe community here. As far as an answer to your question, I'll give you what our biggest complaint is, and that is traffic. And specifically this time of year, it's golf carts. So,
Golf carts?
yeah.
Okay.
And, complaints on golf carts. Obviously, if you're on a golf cart, you got to obey the same traffic laws as in a vehicle. So I think at this point, I've been talking with these guys back here, and we're wanting to create some overtime opportunities for guys probably in the next month or so to come out and really start paying attention to their golf carts. Education would be one part of it, traffic stops, education, and just basically making sure everybody has their permits. The golf cart permits are still $25 right now. They will go up to $40 for the year, starting April 1st. So that's
Another benefit to that little tag here, it ensures that these people have insurance on their
Yes,
cars.
right.
Because they have to present their insurance proof when they get their tag.
Yes. And it brings up a point, when we had our community meetings last year under Chief Scudder, I think we had 9 of them, and just about every single meeting, the number one complaint from these people were golf carts and other traffic-related issues. So that's kind of eye-opening for us.
I agree with you, and the statistics show that, and it's a problem, and I know that you mentioned some overtime opportunities for traffic-related issues. Speeding is an enormous problem in town. People just disregard some signs, but mostly disregard speed limits, and we'd love to see more focus on slowing people down. We've done some things infrastructure-wise to help with traffic calming, some stop signs at locations, and then the east end and the west end traffic calming with regards to single lane and improved crosswalk safety.
Yeah.
Those things cost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do, but they are complementary to the efforts of our police department because they can't be everywhere all the time. But at the end of the day, let's not forget, somebody is behind the wheel of that car. They're the ones making the decisions to violate the speed limits. They're the ones making the community safe. We hear about it, but I would just continue to ask the community to slow down.
And that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was wanting to talk about next. At any given time, there's only 4 police officers on duty, and a lot of times, that's when we're full staffed.
Yeah.
Right now, we're not, so there's occasions where there's only 3. So if you got a call going on somewhere, it may tie up all 3 of them for hours. But back to staffing, we have 3 guys in the police academy right now. I think they're in week 9, I believe, 9 of 16. So then they'll graduate April 24th, and then they'll start their 8-week FTO process. So we're looking by June, and before regatta, I'm pretty confident we'll have those 3 guys out, which is going to help tremendously. Still leaves us a couple short, working on some things there. And once we do, obviously, I've got Majors Harris and Cutshaw. They came from the detective's office. They're still doing detective duties along with their assistant chief duties. So it's kind of a priority for us here in the next month is to get another full-time detective added that can help out those guys quite a bit. Eventually, when we're full staff, we want to have 2 full-time detectives along with these 2 who still want to work cases. So I think we'll be in pretty good shape here once we can get full staff. There is light at the end of the tunnel, I keep saying, because it seems like it's been forever and we've been, really low numbers. So we're getting there. Any questions?
Chief, I want to get back to the golf cart situation.
Yep.
Wait, do you have a golf cart?
No,
Okay.
I don't know a golf
I do.
cart.
He's talking about me.
The 2 guys on my right do have golf carts. If you follow social media, it seems like the big topic is minors, underage
Yes.
kids driving golf. Do you see that as a problem as much as it's talked about?
I have seen it, yes. And it seems to be more of an issue up on the hilltop area than downtown. But yes, it is happening. And again, that's one of the things we want to target with this overtime opportunity. So yeah, obviously that's a dangerous thing. I've seen, when I was off duty one time, I saw probably a 10 or 11-year-old kid driving a golf cart. Had somebody, an adult next to him, but still, that's dangerous. So.
So what's the answer? Obviously, any adult should know that it's illegal to have your kid operating a golf cart on a public street. So, how do you educate these people not to allow this?
I think the mayor has approached us wanting to do kind of like a public service thing on our Facebook page or on the city website to kind of educate. We give them a list of rules, when they come in and get their golf cart permit, so they should know that. I don't know.
You can't legislate common sense.
Right. So, and again, it falls back to the enforcement. If we can get some guys to just concentrate on that only if they're coming in on a day off, earning some overtime and just concentrate on that, the word should get out. So.
Yeah, and we've worked really hard over the last several years to improve golf cart accessibility across the city, specific golf cart parking. We incorporate festivals with golf cart attendees in mind. And just a reminder that having a golf cart in the city is still a privilege, even though it's allowed by law, but it's a privilege only as long as you follow the rules that have been established for safety, which is first and foremost registering and insuring your golf cart. We'll throughout the course of the year, even into December, we'll see golf carts that either don't have a sticker or an expired sticker. You frequently see golf carts parking incorrectly. They'll back into a spot perpendicular to the curb. They'll create a diagonal spot that's a parallel spot. I mean, it's just a blatant disregard for safety and just the norms for golf cart, but it is a privilege. And I appreciate you stepping up enforcement on not just golf carts, but traffic violations in particular, so we can get some control over that.
Yeah.
And appreciate the greater visibility. That really helps a lot. Any other questions for Chief? This was his first update in the first quarter of 2026.
Good job.
Just keep up the good work.
We're, I think you guys are well aware that the new tasers and body cams are out in use. I think we've talked about that
Yeah.
before. So that was the only other thing I had on my agenda. I think, didn't Carl say he wanted to take a hit with the taser?
David. I
Was it
think
David?
David
Okay.
won.
All right.
And don't forget about our investment in less lethal shotguns. Doesn't that sound like a little bit of an oxymoron, but less lethal shotgun.
Less lethal shotgun that shoots beanbag rounds.
Yes.
Yep.
But they're all important. I appreciate the investment that the board here, city council, the community, and what MPD is making in public safety.
Thank you.
I think it's important to keep our police officers' equipment state-of-the-art, up to
Yes.
date.
Yes.
and-
Yeah, and something we haven't talked about is prior to the tasers and the body cams, we upgraded our computers, our in-car computers, to the Panasonic Toughbooks. Before it was just the regular Dell laptops, and those things, they're not built for the temperature extremes, they're not built for the rough riding, so so far, so good on those Toughbooks. We hope to get several years out of those.
It's a little early yet, but another pet peeve, which I've made a few phone calls, but the fire hydrant on Vaughn Drive in front of Crystal Beach continues to be a problem during swimming season, people parking in front of the fire hydrant. And it's, being a firefighter, it's kind of a
Yeah, your
subject
pet
of
peeve.
mine that, and whenever I see it, I call dispatch and
Expect a
report
call
it,
on May
so-
22nd. He's telling you right now.
So,
Not a problem.
so I just, ask your officers to, to be aware during the swimming season.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Anything else?
Good report, Chief. Thank you.
good job.
Majors, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Speaking of public safety, so we'll ask our Assistant Chief of the Madison Fire Department, Brandon Ehlers, to give a report. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I didn't bring any backup with me, so.
On your own now.
On my own.
Well, hey, I'm sitting in the middle of two of your veteran firefighters.
There we go. There we go. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about our year-end report for 2025. I didn't print off any copies, but I'll get some copies printed off for you guys when we're done today. The Madison Fire Department received 478 total calls for service. A little bit of that breakdown goes into actual fire incidents were 39, false alarms 168, medical responses was 149. So service calls, this could be something as simple as somebody called and said they smelled natural gas outside of their house, or somebody said they thought they, heard something popping inside of their house, or they smelled something burning inside of their house. The difference between our service calls and false alarms, or our false alarms are activated fire alarms or some sort of alarm system sounding. Our service calls or our good intent calls would be those 70 calls. And then our special operations, that could be major hazmat incidences, rope rescues, vehicle extrications, things of that nature. We did 52 of those last year. Going back to some of our medical runs, that's a little bit down from the year previous. We did just go through a first responder program. I think we graduated 7 new first responders, so I'm hoping this year that some of those numbers will come up. So essentially in our first responder runs, it takes primarily in District 2, is where a lot of those come out of, but on cardiac-related incidences, strokes, motor vehicle accidents, major traumas, things like that, KDH EMS will dispatch the fire department for extra hands or assistance in getting basic life support on scene faster than the ambulance may be. Just a little breakdown of, as far as districts and what percentages those came out of. Our first district, our downtown area, 33% of our calls came from there. District 2 was responsible for 63% of those other calls, and then our mutual aid, or outside of our city limits, was the other 4%.
How many times did we get mutual aid over Trimble County? Do you have a breakdown on that?
I don't have a breakdown on that currently, but
I know they were going through some organizational changes this last year.
yeah,
I think the ones went over there several times this year.
yes,
on the
yes.
show.
And that's primarily for structure fires or major motor vehicle accidents, so they just don't have the availability, especially during the daytime, to run their operations.
And the training this weekend, our last 2 weekends, actually, I thought went real well. I was
Yes.
over there a couple times.
Yeah. I'll get to that
Okay.
here in just a second, just to kind of summarize or finish up on the year-end review. As far as training hours for last year, we documented almost 1,800 training hours across all 6 companies. So that was for the whole year of 2025. And then fire prevention and inspections, commercial building inspections, both new and existing, we did over 72 of those.
Those were commercial structures?
Commercial
Okay.
structures, commercial fire structures.
Gotcha.
One thing I don't have on here is the smoke detector installs. I know Travis Conover did a very good job last year of partnering with the Red Cross, and they will provide smoke detectors free of charge. And basically, the community can call, and if they don't have working smoke detectors in their home, they can call and we will come out and install them for free. The only catch to that is the Red Cross makes us install them to ensure that they're in an appropriate and right place. We can't just hand them to the residents and expect them
Gotcha.
to install them. Does anybody have any questions as far as last year?
Is there any cost for all the false alarms? How many did you say? There was over 100, wasn't there?
Yes, there was 168. So some of those, for example, we have 1001 and 101 West 2nd Street, and their alarm systems are very, very sensitive. So if somebody burns toast in the toaster, it's setting the fire alarm system off, which is, it's good and bad, right? It's getting a response out of us every time, but we know that it is such an early warning detection system. If there actually is a fire there, hopefully it's still in that room or in that incipient stage when we show up.
Okay.
So as far as charges, no, I don't believe we have anything ordinance-wise in the city that says we can charge or anything like that. I know the state fire marshal's office would be our next point of contact to that, and what they would probably do is come down and do an inspection and mandate that they upgrade their alarm system if it's continuously faulty.
Seems like we're getting several too from Jefferson Street.
Yes. That's
You know the address. but-
Is there, yeah, I was going to ask, is there anything that can be done about, that's just a persistent
Right.
problem that's,
So I know at the Jefferson Street address that he replaced all of the sensors in the second story. I have verified that with him.
Oh, good.
I believe the last alarm we had came from the kitchen area, so I don't know if that detector just hasn't been replaced. Maybe it's the last one in the loop that needs to be replaced. But to my understanding, that's something we'll have to follow up with the State Fire Marshal's office on as far as enforcement of
it's,
that.
it's getting to be,
Frequent. Very
yeah,
frequent.
worse than 101.
So I do have numbers on that if you guys would like it. We've been to that residence or that property 12 times just this year alone, and we was only
Wow.
there 6 times last year. So from January 1 to current, we've been there 12 times.
Well, he's working with you then to correct it, it
Yes.
sounds like. Okay, that's good.
Any other questions as far as last year goes? So to recap on E.O. Muncie, about 2 weeks ago, I was able to get in contact with Jay Roney, the the guy that oversees all the buildings for Madison Consolidated Schools. With E.O. Muncie starting demolition, I believe they're going to start putting fence up maybe today. The fire department was able to utilize that structure for training. We covered several topics as far as hose line advancements inside of a structure, hotel packs, yard lays, different things for these large structures. forced entry, victim rescue, firefighter rescues, mayday scenarios, all kinds of different tactics that definitely help us sharpen our skills, some that we've already learned and some that a lot of people have learned, or had learned this over these last 2 weekends. In total, we had about 30 different individuals that was able to get
great.
through and learn something from this training. So
Good
we're very,
turnout.
very thankful for the Madison Consolidated School System for allowing us to do that, and that is few and far between.
Yeah.
So.
You don't get that kind of building to train on too
No.
often.
As far as continuing on to training with that, March is going to be another pretty busy training month for us. Between Du Bois County Fire School, we have a countywide basic auto extrication class that we're putting on, and some of our other station level trainings, we're going to be booking probably over 50 hours of training just in March alone. Some of those trainings, like I said, extrication, ropes, forced entry, Du Bois County Fire School. Any questions on training or anything from anybody? The only other thing that I've got is our new Quint is expected to be done the 3rd week of March is the tentative date. So, and part of the negotiations with that, some of the seat cushions were, didn't have much cushion left in them, so they replaced them as part of the deal. When they received them, they were black cushions, and they called and asked if that was okay versus the Pierce gray that was in there. We were like, that's perfectly fine. They had a little mishap in the shop. Somebody opened the box with a razor blade and cut through the upholstery of the seats. So now they are sending all the seats to be reupholstered. That way they all match for us. So that's our delay on picking up or getting the truck to us. So they predict that to be the 3rd week of March. Hopefully maybe it's a little sooner.
Good deal.
Shall see.
Yeah, that's a major acquisition for us.
Only other thing that I have, and I know the river levels are low, and we touched on this topic a little bit a couple weeks ago, but with all the rain coming in and stuff like that, one place says 3 to 4 inches, somebody else says 5 inches, but we'll get a game plan together to make sure that we've got some advanced warning and early monitoring for the Crooked Creek and other problem areas.
Great, thank you for having that at the top of the list, and snow melt and rain and elevations at the river are important, and they do affect Crooked Creek, so we'll stay on watch of that.
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you for the great report, and thank you for inviting me over on Saturday. It was great to see the men and women of our fire department in action under your leadership, and thank you to the Madison Consolidated School System too, because it is a very unique opportunity to be able to train in a facility like that and all the different elements of your tactical training that you're undergoing. And just another emphasis again, while our Madison Fire Department doesn't have the hours, or I should say the numbers of calls dispatched through 911 like the Madison Police Department does, when they're not responding, they're training to be the absolute best professionally. So thank you for that. That's critical for us to be able to provide our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week public safety apparatus, and also in partnership with the Sheriff's Department and State Police and DNR and dispatch, and just takes a lot to keep a community like ours safe. So thank you for all the work you're doing there.
Thank you.
Brandon, I might just maybe suggest if you could provide maybe Mindy or Jenna with the statistics,
Yes.
they could email them to us.
Perfect.
That
Perfect. I can do
would
that.
work out, so, yeah, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Nothing to add on my part, other than the fact that we have city council tomorrow. We have a pretty full agenda for that meeting. Our next meeting is going to be Monday, March the 16th. I'll open up to public comments. If anybody here would like to address the Board of Public Works and Safety, please come to the podium with your name and address and your remarks. Seeing none, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I second that. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you.